Hey guys, what's up? Kartak here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we'll be doing a deck profile on the Jesmon deck from BT-06 Double Diamond. So if you guys watch my unboxing, then you guys know how excited I am for this deck because Jesmon is one of my favorite Roll Knights, and this deck, you can use Jesmon with the Dukemon. So obviously it's two of my favorite Roll Knights, so I had to make this deck. But yeah, let's just get right into the deck profile. So for the level 2s, we're running one of the start deck Digimon, and then 4 of the BT2 Digimons. Honestly, I'm considering running this at 4 and this at 1, just because it's very easy to delete stuff on your turn, so getting that 2k boost is not that hard. We'll talk about that later. Next, let's talk about the level 6s. We're running 4 of the Jesmons. Jesmon has 2 very amazing skills. One of them is just when you attack, you can play a Sistermon from your hand or trash without paying its cost, and then yeah, so being able to play it from trash is super key. It's what makes this card really good. And the second effect just lets you get 3000 power and piercing when you play a Digimon during this turn. So obviously combined with the first skill, it's pretty good. Next we are running 2 of the Dukemons from the start deck. This card is pretty good in this deck, mainly because we have a way to unsuspend this Digimon now, so you can be swinging for 2 security checks and unsuspend itself. It's pretty good. I might run more, but I think 2 is a good number. So his deleting skill, his second skill, is also pretty good. You can use it in mirror matches to pop your opponent's Sistermons, or you can. One of the main concern right now is Gabumon, and you can definitely pop most of their key cards with this skill, so when they're trying to set up, you can kind of stop them there. So it's pretty good. Next, for the level 7s, we're running 2 of the Blitz Omegamon. We're running 2 different arts just because my other ones are being used in other decks right now. This card's good. It's mainly used for last hits, so if you attack with your Dukemon or your Jesmon and you unsuspend themselves, you get 2 good clean hits in, finish them off with the Omnimon, and yeah, pretty delicious combo. If your opponent has blockers, it definitely makes it a lot harder, because if you're attacking with a Jesmon, they're just probably gonna not block until they're at no security, then they'll probably block. But anyway, yeah, let's go on to the level 5s. So we are running 4 of the Savior Hakumons. This card is also very good. You can play a Sistermon for free from your hand if you Digivolve into this card. And the second skill is just his Evolution Source skill is once per turn, when this card attacks, you can, if you have just Sistermon, you can unsuspend this Digimon. So again, that was the thing I was talking about with the Dukemon, getting extra security checks in, and also being able to unsuspend itself. It's pretty good. It fixes a lot of problem that the pure Dukemon build had. Mainly it was lacking piercing. You had to run the Blitz Greymon or Shine Greymon, and it also couldn't get too many hits in. So the deck was easily slopped by blockers, but yeah, this deck fixes a lot of problems now. Next, we're running 2 of the security check, adding level 5s. Dramon. Mainly just running this because having extra security check is good, especially since your Dukemon and your Jesmon can both benefit really greatly from that. If your Jesmon is attacking and you have piercing, they're going to take 2. They're going to take 2 from their security either way, unless they have a way to stop you, or they got lucky with their security checks. Next, we are running 2 of the Vanillas. Running this just because sometimes you might brick, and this card will help you with that, but it's not too often you'll brick, so not really too concerned with that, but just in case, having 2 is enough. Honestly, if you're feeling super YOLO, you can just run 4 of these, but the 2 cost is also nice. It helps you get around some memory restrictions. For the level 4s, we're running 4 Battle Hakumon. So this card's pretty good. Also, when you attack, if you have a Sistermon field, you can pop something 5k or less. So you can pop blockers like 5k blockers, and you can also pop key pieces of your opponent when they're setting up. If they're not setting up in the Digitama area, then they're gonna get punished for it. So it's a very good card. Honestly, I thought one of the skill might have been one of the Dukemon skills. Should have been one of the Dukemon skill, one of the Growlmon skills. Sorry, just because you know popping, the start deck focuses a lot on popping, so this card really helps with that. So again, fixes a lot of problems that the deck previously has had. Next, we're running 2 of the Greymons to add security check. Mainly, you're running this just to if you get this is it's pretty scary. Honestly, yeah, it's pretty scary. But I do like the control that the Battle Hakumon gives you a bit more, so I'm running 4 of those and only 2 of the Greymons. If you like the Hakumon more, then you can run. If you like the Greymon more, you can run these security checks instead. But honestly, this deck is not really a one-punch deck. You can potentially kill your opponent one hit with this deck, but most of the time you're just grinding out your opponent's hand and just giving yourself advantage with the Sistermons. Yeah, so getting the control here is a little bit better for me, but that's just me. Next, we're running 4 of the 1 cost blocker, 1 cost to evolve blocker. Just because it's 1 cost to evolve. We don't really have space for the 2 cost to evolve. And 5k is definitely a problem now, but I think it's fine because since we're not running any of the 1 costs to evolve level 4s anyway, so a lot of times you're just going to use it for that. Yeah, 5k it's a lot of, it can get removed by a lot of stuff now, so that's one of the concerns. So let's move on to level 3s. We're running 4 of the Guilmons. So mainly we're not using this for its main skill, we're using it for its evolution source skill. When something gets deleted, you can draw 1. So combo with the Battle Hakumon, you can pop something and then draw a card. So it's pretty good. Next we are running, of course its Warp Digivolve skill is also handy sometimes since we are running the Dukemon. Sometimes it might come in handy. Next we are running 4 of the regular Hakumon. So this is your searcher. Top 5, look at top 5 and add 2 cards. You can add 1 Hakumon and Sistermon, or 2 Sistermons, or just and Jesmon. So it has a lot of search targets, and this deck is majority Sistermon and Hakumon and Jesmon, so you're bound to hit at least 1 card. So I think this is like one of the best searchers in the deck in the game right now. So yeah, it's a really good card, really good searcher. Next, we're also running 4 of the 2 cost vanillas, just because some people like to run the Agumon instead, the gain 2k Agumon. I can see why though, because getting 2k makes your Jesmon a lot bigger. So that's you know some concern that some people have, but I think the 2 cost helps you a lot more with the memory game, just so you have more options. And honestly, if you play something, he turns into a 14k, and then if you have your Digitama, you'll be 50k, and you have the Sistermon on the field, you'll be able to pump it up by another 2k. So it's not gonna die to most things, unless you hit into a unlucky security. Next, let's move on to the other cards. So we're running 3 of the Sistermon Blanc and 3 of the Sistermon Noirs. So this card just gives your Sistermon blocker if you have a Roll Knight or a Hakumon, and then when on play you get to draw 1, and then on this one on play you get +1 memory. Most of the time you want to play these cards for free, so you don't want to hard cast them, but in events that you do, that's fine because they're just 3 cost. This one gets 1 memory on play, so it's pretty much a 3 cost. But yeah, if you're really stuck, hard casting these are not too big of a problem, but you want to take advantage of your Jesmon and the Saber Hakumon. And we're only running 3 of each because if you run too many, you do brick really easily, and you want to have a smooth evolution line. So that kind of hurts it if you're running 4 of each. And we also have a lot of options we can run, so we're cutting down 3-3. I think most builds will run 3-3 because 3-3 is enough. You have researchers and you get enough draw power in this deck to help you have Sistermons in your hand when you need it. So definitely not bad. Next, we are going to be running 2 red memory boost. I only have space for 2. You might consider running more if you want. Some people don't run the Omegamon, but I think the Omegamon really helps you win games. So this card just lets you This card just helps you search for combo pieces and sets you up for potential turns in case your opponent memory denies you and you don't have a tamer on the field. So it's pretty good. Mainly using it for the search actually, so you can search into your Huckmons or whatever combo piece you're missing. Next, we're running 2 of the the Jesmon options card. This guy's really good. If your opponent hits into it and you have a Sistermon in your trash, you get a free Digimon to play. And this main skill is one of your Huckmon or Jesmon, or no, one of your Huckmon or Royal Knights can attack your opponent unsuspended Digimon. So this kind of acts as a Gaia Force, or not really a Gaia Force, but it's a form of removal, because when you can attack opponent's unsuspended Digimon, you can kill a lot of stuff, because this deck, you can pump your Digimon to pretty big numbers, so it's pretty good. And this card does work with all of your level 6 and 7s, so it's very good. And last but not least, we are running 2 Tai Chis. The security check skill, you might actually you probably get on quite often if you have a full Jesmon line. So it's pretty good for that. Potentially, if you do it like this, you might have. It's pretty scary, but of course this is not the optimal line, but it's a thought, right? So yeah, most of the time for this deck, you want to block with your Sistermons or have them deleted during your opponent's turn so that you can recycle them on your own turn. Since you do need to have something in, you have to play something in order for you to get Jesmon's skill up, second skill up. So these are mostly death fodder, but yeah, it's pretty good. They're pretty good. Just keep that in mind. Don't just hoard all your Sistermon and not be able to play anything the next turn. But you can keep these and then just use them as attackers. And then if they crash, you can attack with Jesmon. And then bring them back. So that's another way to use it. It's pretty funny. Your opponent's like, oh, if I don't attack, I'll be safe because his Sistermons won't die and he won't play anything. But like, nah, I guess I'll just crash with these. And then if they do crash, you can just bring them back. And then recycle them for next turn. So these cards are actually really, really good. But that's pretty much it for this deck. This deck is so much fun. It is a little bit slower than Gabumon if they do get their combo pieces right, but this deck is more consistent than Gabumon in my opinion. Just because there's so many searchers and draw power, and there's a lot of ways. There's a lot of ways to build up your Digimon. Either any way you build it, they turn into a really scary thing. So definitely a really, really fun deck. I'll probably be doing the Gabumon deck next because that's another really fun deck to play. But that's pretty much it for this deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. This is Karataku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!